Okay. So we have the three kinds of rain. The rain that is just a little, you say it is drizzling. Okay. The rain, normal rain, you say it is raining. And if it is very, very, very heavy rain, you say it's pouring down. Okay. Now, how is the weather where you live? How is the weather where you live, Patricia?
It's not raining now.
It's not raining now. Okay. What about you, Carlos? How is the weather where you live?
It is raining now.
It is raining. Christopher, what about in the place you live?
It is rising
Okay, where do you live?
in Bocarenal.
Ah, Bucarenal in San Carlos. It
Yes.
rains a lot, right? Okay, it rains a lot. So in Boca Arenal, it is raining in this moment. Aida, how is the weather where you live?
In this moment, not raining.
It's not raining.
Uh-huh.
And what about you, Melanie?
It's raining.
It's raining, yes. Okay, 10 minutes ago, here where I live in Palmares, in Rincón de Zaragoza. 10 minutes ago, it was pouring down. It was pouring down. Now it's raining, okay? Good. So remember these three words, okay, when you are talking about the rain. Drizzling, raining, and pouring down.
Pouring down.
Okay, good, excellent. So today, the topic today is, I'm gonna say that it's not difficult topic, but it's a very useful topic when you are speaking in English, okay? Today, the topic is gonna be about the past progressive tense, okay? And I am going to tell you the difference between the simple past and the past progressive tense, okay? Let me see if I can share the screen again. Okay, good. Look, guys, we have the simple past, and we can say a word, for example, yesterday, I watched TV. I watched TV yesterday. Okay? So this is this is a common sentence in simple past. Okay? This is simple past. But I can also say yesterday in the afternoon, I was watching TV. So what is the difference when you have to use simple past, like I watched TV, and I was watching TV? In the second sentence, it is progressive. It means that it is something progressive that is happening constantly. And it is happening in a specific moment of the day. When something is happening in a specific moment of the day, you use the past progressive tense. If I say yesterday, only yesterday, I say yesterday I watched TV. Okay, simple past. But I say yesterday in the morning or in the afternoon, yesterday in the afternoon, specific timing as yesterday in the afternoon, I was watching TV. Okay, if we are going to use the grammar, we use was for okay, okay. I use was for I, for he, for she, and for it. And I use were for they, we, and you. Okay? So, I was watching TV. He was watching TV. She was watching TV. It was watching TV. Yesterday in the afternoon, they were watching TV. We were watching TV, and you were watching TV. Something very important is that we have to use the verb in ing. So, for example, I can tell you, today in the morning, I was eating my my breakfast. I was eating my breakfast. Or today in the morning, I was taking a shower. Or today in the morning, I was working in the garden. Right? So remember, it's very important that you have to use a specific time in past. Specific time in past. Very important. Okay. Let's see some
Teacher.
other examples. Yes.
Teacher, could you repeat me again the last part?
This one.
No. You say some recommendation, but
no, when you use the past progressive, remember
yes,
that you have to use the past progressive, okay? But you have to say a specific time in past. If you say yesterday is past, yesterday I worked, yesterday I danced, yesterday I watched TV, yesterday I ate, yesterday I spoke. Simple past. But if I say yesterday in the morning, specific time, yesterday in the morning, I was watching TV. I was sleeping. Yesterday in the afternoon, I was dancing. Okay? Or I can say, yesterday, not necessarily in the afternoon. Also, I can say, yesterday at 8 p.m., yesterday at 8 p.m., I was watching TV.
Okay.
So you have to mention a specific time. And remember that the action has to be progressive. It's an action that is progressive. Okay? For example, I was watching TV. It was for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. Okay? The action is progressive. Okay? Very good. Let's see some examples.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see some examples about this. Let's see. Patricia, give me one example using this picture.
Okay. Yesterday in the morning, I was cooking the meal.
Okay, very good. Yesterday in the morning, I was cooking the meal. Or you can also say, yesterday in the morning, she was cooking the meal. Uh-huh. I or she. Very good. Christopher, this one.
Yesterday, he worked in the office.
Mm. Okay, Christopher.
She
Uh-huh.
was work. She was work in the office.
Okay, very good. Vamos a ver, Christopher, me cometió dos errores excelentes y muchas gracias por cometer esos errores, Christopher, porque así me ayuda a explicar, pero excelente. Primer error, me dice, yesterday, me está hablando en pasado, pero no me está hablando del tiempo específico. Tiene que decir, yesterday in the morning, yesterday in the afternoon, yesterday at 6 p.m., yesterday at 4 p.m. You have to tell me the specific time, okay? And the second, Christopher, when you say he was work, no, he was working. Remember that. Okay? He,
Okay.
okay, Christopher, again, give me
Okay.
the sentence.
Yesterday at 8 a.m., he was working in the office.
Perfect, Christopher. Excellent. Very good. Very, very good. Uh-huh. Carlos.
Yes. Today at morning, he was playing the piano.
Very good. Okay. Today, not at morning. Today in the morning. Carlos,
In the
today
morning,
in
okay.
the morning. Okay. He was playing the piano. Playing.
Okay.
Okay. Playing the piano.
Playing.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Aida.
The last weekend,
Mhm.
we were working in the garden.
Aida. Excellent. Very good, Aida.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I like your sentence very, very much. That's excellent. Last
Thank you.
weekend, we were working in the garden. I love it. Another possibility could be, for example, last weekend, we were planting flowers.
Okay.
We were planting flowers, yes, last weekend. Okay, that could be the other option. Okay, but we were working in the garden is perfect. Very good.
Thank you.
Cynthia.
He was reading the news yesterday in the morning.
Okay, yesterday in the morning, he was
Reading the news.
the newspaper. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yesterday in the morning, he was reading the newspaper. Very good. Melanie.
Lo llevaremos al tío. Está en el edificio, señora. Hay que entrar acá.
Wait. Sorry.
Okay. Then painting the house in the last week.
Okay. Very good. Melanie, in this case, we need to use the time first. Tenemos que utilizar el tiempo primero. Entonces, decimos, the last week, okay, the last week, they were painting.
Okay.
They were painting. Remember that we have to use was or were first, okay? They were painting, or last weekend, they were painting, okay? Good. Let me see. Patricia, this one.
Today in the afternoon, she was washing the hands.
He was washing the hands or he was washing his hands. Very good. Uh-huh. Very good. Excellent. Carlos? I cannot hear you. Okay. Carlos, yes, you're mute. Uh-huh.
Now,
Now I can hear you.
okay. Yesterday in the night, they were dancing.
Okay.
They were dancing.
Okay, very good. Carlos, now, yesterday at night.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
When
Yes, yes, I know. It's yesterday in the morning, yesterday in the afternoon, yesterday at night.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
very good. Excellent. Great. Uh-huh. Excellent. Okay, good. Now, I want you to check this exercise. Let me see. I think it's this one. Okay. Okay. Let's see. First, we are going to learn vocabulary. Okay. Let's learn this vocabulary together. Number one, bite. Okay. Bite. What is the dog doing? In this moment, the dog is biting the person. Bite. Number two is break into. Break into. What is break into? Break into es cuando una persona entra a un lugar sin permiso. ¿Ok? Cuando una persona entra a un lugar sin permiso, ya sea para robar o para otras cosas, es break into. If you see the picture, in that moment, the person is breaking into the house. Break into. Number three, crash into. Crash into. That is crashing the car with another car. Crash into. Number four is drop. Drop. Drop es dejar caer algo por accidente. ¿Ok? Drop or dropping. Number five, faint. Faint es desmayarse. Cuando una persona se desmaya. Faint. Six, fall. Fall. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre fall y drop? Number four and number six. Fall es cuando una persona se cae. Drop es cuando se caen objetos por accidente. Objetos. Seven, lose. Eight, spill. Spill. Spill es el verbo derramar un líquido. Nine, trip. Trip es tropezarse. Trip. 10, get on. Get on the bus. ¿Ok? Get on es subirse. Get off, bajarse. Get out es bajarse también. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre get out y get off? Uno se dice get off cuando son medios de transporte grandes, como un bus, como un tren. Y get out es cuando es un medio de transporte pequeño, como un carro. ¿Ok? That's the difference. 13, burn. 14, cut. 15, hurt. So we have bite, number one. break into, crash into, drop, faint, fall, lose, spill, trip, get on, get off, get out, burn, cut, and hurt. Let me see. Cynthia, what is the number 2?
I think break out.
No, it's break
No.
into.
Break. Oh,
Okay, break into. Break
sorry,
into.
teacher.
No problem, no problem. That's learning. Break into. Christopher, what is number 1?
Bite.
Bite. Correct. Aida, number 3.
Crash into.
Crash into. Okay, very good. Crash into. Patricia, number 4.
Drop.
Drop. Very good. Drop. Melanie, number 5.
Mm, faint.
Faint. Faint.
Faint.
That's the pronunciation. Faint.
Faint.
Carlos, number 6.
Fall.
Correct. Is fall. Very good. Aida, number 7.
Lose.
Lose.
Yes.
Correct. Lose. Lose. Christopher, number 8.
Esa era. No, no me recuerdo la pronunciación, profe.
Spill.
Spell.
Spill. Spill.
Spill.
Spill. Correct. Patricia, number 9.
Trip.
Trip. Very good. Very good. Cynthia, number 10.
Teacher, I
Get
have a
on.
question.
Cynthia, what is the number 10?
Get on.
Is, get on. Very good. Get on. Very good. Get on. Excellent. Carlos, number 11.
Get off.
Get off. Okay. Carlos, what is the difference between get off, that is the number 11, and get out, that is the number 12?
Okay, when I am getting off, is when I leave a bus. Meanwhile, I leave a bus. But get out is when I leave from the car.
Yes, very good, Carlos, very good. Usually, get off is when you leave a big means of transportation. It can be a bus, it can be a train, it can be an airplane. Okay, you say, get off the bus, get off the train, get off the plane. When you use get out, it's a small means of transportation. You say, get out the car, get out the taxi. Great. Very good. Cynthia, number 13.
Burn.
Burn, correct. Burn. Patricia, 14.
Cut.
Cut. Cut. And finally, Aida, 15.
Hurt
Hurt.
myself.
Very good. Okay.
Teacher, I have a question.
Mhm.
What is the difference when the number 9 and the, for example, travel?
Okay.
Number 6.
Ajá. Trip
Ajá,
tiene exactamente la misma escritura que viaje. Trip.
ajá,
Ujú.
ajá,
Es la misma escritura. Trip puede ser tropezarse o puede ser viaje. Depende
ajá.
del contexto. Okay.
Okay.
You say, I have a trip to Cancun. Right?
Mhm,
Or be careful. Don't trip.
mhm.
Mhm. So
Okay, thank you.
according to the context, you can use for this action or for traveling.
Mhm.
Okay?
Thank you.
Very good. Mhm. Okay, so we have this vocabulary: bite, break into, crash into, drop, faint, fall, lose, spill, trip, get on, get off, get out, burn, cut, and hurt. Okay, very good. Now, the blackout. What is a blackout, guys? Do you have an idea what the blackout is? It says the blackout. What is a blackout? Well, I'm going to tell you. Blackout is when there is no electricity in the city, no electricity in the town. Okay? That is a blackout. So imagine that you are watching TV and there is a blackout in San Ramon. There is a blackout in Palmares. So all the electricity in all the houses are off. Okay? That is a blackout. Look at the picture here. You see the blackout? No lights in the city. And it says,
Leo,
uh-huh,
the granja in Palmares is blackout right now.
there is a blackout in La Granja. Okay? Okay. So there is, right now, in this moment, you say, there is a blackout in La Granja. Okay, good. In Palmares. Look at this. It says, last night at 8 p.m., there was a blackout in Centerville. The lights went out all over town. What was Doris doing last night when the lights went out? Well, she was taking a bath. What were Mr. and Mrs. Green doing last night when the lights went out? Well, they were riding in the elevator. Luis, according to the first picture, what was David doing last night when the lights went out?
Repeat this, teacher, please.
What was David doing last night when the lights went out?
He was cooking.
Cooking.
Cooking was he was cooking.
Yes, you can say, when the lights went out, he was cooking dinner, for example.
Okay.
Mhm. Very good. Christopher, what were Mr. and Mrs. Park doing last night when the lights went out?
Mr. and Mr. Park were watching TV.
Perfect, Christopher. Very good. Excellent. You can also say they were watching TV. Okay? They were watching TV. That could be another option. Mhm. Patricia, what was Helen doing last night when the lights went out?
When the lights went out, Helen was watching her hair.
Washing her hair. Very good. She was washing her hair. Very good. Excellent. Cynthia, what were you and your brother doing last night when the lights went out?
When the lights were out,
Went out, went out.
went out, we was doing the homework.
We were doing the homework. Okay, remember, we were. Okay,
We were doing the homework.
we were doing the homework. Okay, very good. Carlos, what were you doing last night when the lights went out?
Last night, I was reading the newspaper.
Last night, I was reading the newspaper when the lights went out.
When the light went out, yes.
Okay, very good. Melanie, what was Larry doing last night when the lights went out?
Larry was cleaning the house.
Okay, when the lights went out, Larry was cleaning the house.
Okay.
Larry was cleaning the house. Very good. Aida, what was Alice doing last night when the lights went out?
When the light were out, Alice eating your dinner.
Alice was eating.
Alice was eating
Was
your
eating
dinner.
her dinner.
Her dinner, yes.
Very good. Excellent. Patricia, what were your parents doing last night when the lights went out?
When the lights went out, my parents were doing the shopping in the supermarket.
Yes, that's right. When the lights went out, my parents were shopping in the supermarket. And finally, Carlos, what was your cousin Sam doing last night when the lights went out?
When the light Sam, last night when the light went out, Sam was giving the meal to his dog.
Do you remember the verb for giving food to someone or something? The verb is feed. He was feeding.
Feeding. Okay. Alimentar. Okay, feeding.
He was feeding his dog. Okay. So yesterday when the lights went out, he was feeding the dog. Okay. Well, guys, let me tell you that yesterday there was a blackout in Costa Rica. Okay? In all the cities in Costa Rica, there was a terrible blackout in Costa Rica. The blackout yesterday was at 9 p.m. Yesterday at 9 p.m., there was a blackout in Costa Rica. Cynthia, what were you doing yesterday when the lights went out?
When the lights were out,
Went out,
I was sleeping.
I was sleeping. Very good. Exactly. Very good. Aida, what was your mother doing yesterday when the lights went out?
When the light were out yesterday, my mom was eating
dinner.
Yeah, eating dinner.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Patricia, what was your husband doing yesterday when the lights went out?
When the lights went out, my husband was playing with the PlayStation.
Okay. When the
And it's
lights
really
went out,
true.
my husband was playing with the PlayStation. Okay, very good. Christopher, what about you? What were you doing last night when the lights went out in San Carlos?
When the light get out,
Went out?
went out, uh, I was playing soccer with my friends.
I was playing soccer with
I
my
was
friends.
I
Mhm.
was playing.
Yes, I was playing soccer with my friends. Very good. Luis, what were you doing last night when the lights went out?
When the last went out yesterday,
Yes, what were you doing?
I was playing pickleball with
You
my
were
friends.
playing you were playing pickleball. Okay. So you say when the lights went out yesterday, I was playing pickleball. Very good. Excellent. Melanie, what about you? What were you doing yesterday when the lights went out?
Okay, yesterday I listening to music.
Okay. Melanie, I was listening to music.
I was listening to music.
Okay. I was listening to music. Very good. Excellent. Okay. So, what questions can we ask? Okay. We can ask questions, for example, for this, what were you doing? What were you doing yesterday? Okay. What were you doing yesterday? What was your mother doing yesterday? What was your father doing yesterday? What were your friends? What were your friends doing yesterday? Okay. So these are the questions. What were you doing? What was your mother doing? What was your father doing? What were your friends doing? Okay. So these are very common questions. Okay. Now, guys, ask questions to me about the blackout yesterday. Okay. Ask me questions.
Teacher,
Yes. Uh-huh.
what were you doing when in the blackout
Uh-huh.
uh,
Okay.
last night?
Very good, Carlos. Yeah. What were you doing yesterday during the blackout? Very good. Well, in my case, Carlos, yesterday when the lights went out, I was teaching. I was teaching English when the lights went out. Okay, very good question. Any other question, guys? More questions?
Lilio,
Mhm.
what were you eat yesterday when the light went out?
Okay, Luis, what were you eating?
Eating.
Mhm. No,
Okay.
what were you eat? What were you eating yesterday when the lights went out? Okay,
Okay.
ask me the question again.
Lidio, what were you eating when yesterday when the light went out?
Very good, Luis. When the lights went out, I was eating my dinner.
Perfect.
Okay, very good. Excellent. More questions, guys. More questions. Uh-huh. More questions.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
teacher. What was your wife doing yesterday when the light blackout
Out.
When the lights went out.
went out. Sorry.
Okay, Aida, excellent question. Excellent question. What was your wife doing last night when the lights went out? Well, Aida, when the lights went out yesterday, my wife was watching her favorite TV series in Netflix.
Can you repeat again,
Mhm.
please?
When the lights went out yesterday, my wife was watching her favorite TV series in Netflix.
Favorite. Okay.
Okay, very good. What else? Okay, more questions. Mhm,
Me.
mhm.
What was your dog doing yesterday when the lights went out?
What was my dog doing yesterday when the lights went out? Well, no problem, because yesterday when the lights went out, in that moment, my dog was sleeping. Okay, so no problem about it. Okay, very good. Excellent. Great. Huh? Okay. Okay, guys, now listen. Pay attention, because now you are going to work in pairs. Yesterday, and I am going to share this information with you. Yesterday, there was a terrible earthquake in Costa Rica. A terrible earthquake. You know what an earthquake is, right? Un terremoto. Yesterday, there was a terrible earthquake in Costa Rica. Now, you are going to be working in pairs, and you are going to say to the other person, tell me, what were you doing during the earthquake? What was your mother doing during the earthquake? What was your father doing? What was your father doing during the earthquake? What was your teacher doing during the earthquake? What was your brother, your sister, your friends? Okay, try to ask 10 questions for the other person. Okay, but the topic is the earthquake, and you are going to ask questions using what were you doing, what was your mother doing, etc. Okay. Um, let me see if I create the. Okay, group number 1, Aida, Christopher, and Patricia. Group number 2, Cynthia and Melanie. Group number 3, Carlos Madrigal and Luis. You have 5 minutes to do the conversation with your partner, okay? Don't stop talking, ask questions. And remember, it's about the earthquake. Okay, please, everybody, go to the breakout rooms. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Everybody, please go to the breakout rooms. ¿Lo arregló?
Sí, mi hermano, pero tengo un problema. Porque hay un cambio de medidas ahí, entonces tengo dos opciones. Mañana yo igual voy a venir, porque tengo que instalar la cachera. Tengo que comprar un tubo de abasto que pase 7/8, porque dice que tenemos ahí de medio. Entonces, ¿lo dejo así inhabitable o le pongo la viejita que está como
¿Cuál es la viejita?
para reutilizarlo hoy?
Sí, sí.
Pero eso está botando agua, no importa.
Está botando agua.
Sí, señor.
No, entonces para ir al otro año, entonces cualquier cosa.
El otro año ya está bueno, ya lo arreglé.
Sí, ok, está bien.
Entonces no importa, más
Bueno, o dígale a Kenia, no sé, porque Kenia no sé si querrá levantarse.
no voy a preguntar.
Sí.
¿Y de qué? Digo, mi hermano.
Okay, everybody's ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Very good. Huh? Okay, now this is the positive part of the topic, right? Now, if we want to use the negative part of the topic, we have to use only the expression wasn't, or weren't. Okay. And the verb in ing. Okay. Yesterday, I was working. Negative. Yesterday, I wasn't working in the morning. Okay. So remember, was for positive and wasn't for negative. Were for positive, weren't for negative. Okay. So we have to use, and remember the pronunciation, wasn't and weren't. I wasn't, she wasn't, they weren't, we weren't, you weren't. Let's see some examples and how to use it. Let's see some examples. Example, guys. The idea is that you can use the positive and the negative at the same time. Okay, so for example, yesterday in the morning, she wasn't cooking pinto. She was cooking meat. Again, yesterday in the morning, she wasn't cooking pinto. She was cooking meat. Patricia, give me an example with this picture using positive and negative.
Okay. Yesterday in the afternoon, he wasn't playing with the PlayStation. He was working with his computer.
Okay, that is one example. He wasn't working, sorry, he wasn't playing in the PlayStation, he was working. If you want to use only working, so you can say, yesterday, he wasn't working in the house. He was working in the office. Okay? So, what about your husband? What was he doing yesterday? Well, he wasn't working in the house. He was working in the office, if you want to use one verb. Okay? Luis, what about in this picture? Positive and negative.
¿Cómo se empezaba el video? Perdón.
Okay, yesterday.
Yesterday in the afternoon. He wasn't playing video games. He was playing piano.
Perfect. Very good, Luis. Yesterday in the afternoon, he wasn't playing video games. He was playing the piano. Okay? Or you can also say, yesterday in the afternoon, he wasn't playing the guitar. He was playing the piano. Okay? But your example is perfect. Okay, very good. Excellent. Aida, what about this?
Yesterday yesterday at night, they weren't watching TV. They were sleeping.
Casi perfecto, casi perfecto. Okay. Yesterday in the afternoon, they weren't watching TV. They were planting flowers.
Yes, of course. I don't see the picture.
Okay. They were planting flowers.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No problem. Okay, no problem. But that's okay. Cynthia, what about this?
Yesterday in the morning, he wasn't working because he was reading the newspaper.
Perfect, Cynthia. That's correct. That's very good. You can also say, yesterday in the morning, he wasn't reading a book. He was reading the newspaper. Okay? Very good. Excellent. Let's see. Melanie, what about this picture?
Last night, mm, they
They weren't
weren't um, mm, 18.
uh-huh,
They were dancing.
dancing.
Dance.
Okay, very good. Yesterday at night, they weren't painting, they were dancing. That is an example. You can also say yesterday at night, they weren't dancing salsa, for example. They were dancing merengue. Huh? Carlos,
Yesterday, she wasn't uh, she wasn't eating apples. She was eating cornflakes
uh-huh, or cereal.
or cereal. Yes.
Very good, because we don't know if it is cornflakes. Cornflakes is a brand, okay? Okay, but it's okay. But cereal, perfect, very good. Christopher,
Yesterday in the afternoon, um, they weren't playing basketball uh, because they were playing soccer.
they were playing soccer. Mhm. Very good, excellent, great. Huh? Mm. Um, Cynthia, Cynthia, what about this?
Yesterday he wasn't drink juice.
No, no, he wasn't drinking.
Drink what? What?
He wasn't drinking.
Drinking juice.
Mhm.
He was drinking coffee.
He was drinking coffee. Very good, excellent. Huh? Very good. And let's do this exercise. Mhm. Let's do this. Okay, let's see this conversation. Pay attention to this conversation. It says, I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me. Really? When? At about 2:30. You were getting out of a taxi on Main Street. That wasn't me. Yesterday at 2:30, I was cooking dinner. Uh, I guess I made a mistake. Okay, let's do this. Patricia, you are A and I am B.
Okay. I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Really? When?
About 2:30. You were getting out of a taxi on Main Street.
That wasn't me. Yesterday at 2:30, I was cooking dinner.
I guess I made a mistake.
Okay, exactly, exactly. Okay, uh, let's do it with this. Okay, no, I am going to do it different. Carlos, you and me, I am A and you are B. Okay,
Okay.
Carlos, I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Really? When?
About 5 p.m. You were drinking beers in the park.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Yesterday at 5:30, I was driving my car.
Oh, I guess I made a mistake. Sorry, Carlos, sorry. Okay, very good. Excellent, Carlos. Aida, you and me, okay? Okay,
I start.
okay, I start. Aida, I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Really? When?
About 3 p.m., you were kissing a person in the park.
Se
That
ponga
wasn't
nerviosa.
me.
Aida. No se ponga nerviosa.
Okay. What wasn't me? Yesterday at 3 p.m. I was working in my company.
Okay. I'm sorry, Aida. I guess I made a mistake.
Of course.
Okay, very good. Okay. Liz, are you ready? Luis, can you hear me?
Ready.
Okay. Luis, I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Really? When?
Well, it was about 7 p.m. You were eating pizza in Pizza Hut in Palmares.
That wasn't me. Yesterday at 6 p.m., I was training.
Oh, I guess I made a mistake. Sorry. Okay, very good. Christopher, ready?
Yes.
Okay, now you start, Christopher.
Okay. Lidio, I saw you yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Really? Really? When?
About 6 p.m. You was
You were?
no, uh, you were uh, playing soccer in the field.
No, Christopher. That wasn't me. Yesterday, at that time, I was teaching English in the academy.
I guess I made a mistake.
I guess I made a mistake. Okay? Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. Okay. Now, look at this. A robbery. There was a robbery at 151 River Street yesterday afternoon. Burglars broke into every apartment in the building while all the tenants were out. The man in apartment 1 wasn't home. He was washing his clothes at the laundromat. The woman in apartment 2 wasn't home either. She was visiting a friend in the hospital. The people in apartment 3 were gone. They were having a picnic at the beach. The man in apartment 4 was out. He was playing tennis in the park. The college students in apartment 5 were away. They were attending a football game. And the elderly lady in apartment 6 was out of town. She was visiting her grandchildren in Ohio. Yesterday certainly was an unfortunate day for the people at 151 River Street. They had no idea that while they were away, burglars broke into every apartment in the building. Do you have any question with the vocabulary?
No, burglars.
Burglars.
Burglars. Ajá. Burglars son lo que normalmente llamamos rateros, los que se meten a las casas a robar.
Okay.
Por eso dice que...
Correct to say, excuse me, it's correct to say robbery. I think I hear that word after.
Robber.
To say, a robber.
Robber, Es que robber puede ser una persona que el asalto está en la calle. ¿Ok?
Okay.
Pero específicamente la persona que se mete a una casa es un burglar.
Okay.
Ujú.
And what is the meaning of tenants?
Tenants. Tenants,
Tenants.
people who rent an apartment.
Okay.
The people who rent an apartment are tenants. Okay? Very good. Now, according to this information, Luis, what was the boy in apartment one doing, okay, when the burglar broke into the house? What was he doing?
Teacher, I am watch the text, the middle text.
Okay, are you watching the picture?
Yes, now.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
No.
What was the
No.
man in apartment one doing when the person broke into the house?
Es que no. What? Repeat, sorry.
What was the man in apartment one doing when the person broke into the house?
The man is washing your clothes.
No, the man was washing the clothes.
The man was washing
Because
his
if you say
his clothes.
the man is washing the clothes is now present in this moment. And remember that we
Okay.
are speaking
Yes,
in past. Okay?
yes.
Very good. Cynthia, what was the girl in apartment two doing when the burglar broke into the house?
She was giving flowers to her friend.
Okay, yes, okay, that's an option. But remember that according to the test, he or she was visiting her friend in the hospital. Okay, she was visiting her friend in the hospital. Aida, what were the people in apartment 3 doing when the man broke into the house?
They were having a picnic in family.
Very good. They were having a picnic at the beach. Very good, Aida. Very good. Melanie, what was the boy in apartment 4 doing when the person broke into the house?
Can you repeat?
What was the boy in apartment 4 doing when the person broke into the house? What was he doing?
He was playing tennis.
Perfect. Very good, Melanie. Very good. Carlos, what were the people in apartment 5 doing?
The people were seeing a football match.
Very good. They were seeing, they were watching, they were attending a football match. Very good. Excellent. And Christopher, what was the lady in apartment 5 doing? 6, sorry. What was the lady in apartment 6 doing?
She was visiting the the she was visiting the grandchildren.
Very good. She was visiting her grandchildren in Ohio. Excellent. Very, very good. Okay. Very good. Now let's see this practice. Okay, Patricia, you first. Okay. Let's see.
What were you eating yesterday midday?
Answer the question.
I was eating yesterday. I was eating pizza.
Okay, you can say yesterday midday I was eating pizza. Okay, very good, excellent.
What were you eating yesterday?
Next one is Carlos.
What were you doing before
you went to bed yesterday?
Okay. Before I went yesterday, before I went to my bed, I was eating my dinner.
Okay, eating my dinner.
Eating, yes.
I was eating my dinner. Okay, very good. Excellent. Aida.
What were you drinking 3 years ago?
3 years ago, I was living in Chicago.
3 years ago, I was
living.
Drinking.
Okay, but the question is, what were you drinking 3 years ago?
Okay. 3 years ago, I think it in Cheesecake Factory.
No, what were you drinking?
Ay, señor, sí. Okay. 3 years ago, I was drinking lemonade.
Lemonade. Okay, very good. Excellent. Christopher.
What were you doing on Sunday night?
At the Sunday night, I was drinking a beer.
I was drinking a beer. That's correct. Very good. Melanie.
What were you watching yesterday at 9 o'clock?
Yesterday at 9 o'clock, I was watching
Watching what?
a basketball game.
A basketball game. Very good. Very good. Cynthia. What were you doing this time 2 days ago?
What were you doing this time 2 days ago?
2 days ago, I was doing the dinner.
Okay. Doing the dinner. Very good.
Teacher, a question about the last question. What were you doing this time today or 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Okay, thank you.
There is a problem with the spelling here, but it's 2 days ago. Okay, very good.
You.
And Luis.
Yes.
What were you reading last month?
Last month, I reading Lord of the Rings. I was
reading.
reading Lord of the Rings.
Very good. Excellent. I was reading The Lord of the Ring. Okay, very good. Excellent. Okay, wait a second. Let me show you something here. Back. Pay attention to this song and try to see all the past progressive sentences.
I was waiting for you by the shore. The waves were crashing, but I wanted more. We were dreaming, lost in the night, while the stars were shining so pure, so bright. You were holding my hand so tight. We were dancing, lost in the light. The world was spinning, but we didn't care. We were living a love so rare. We were falling, falling so deep, while the world was turning, you and I were leap. We were chasing moments, lost in the thrill. And in those nights, our hearts were standing still. We were loving, and time stood still. In that moment, it felt so real. You were whispering softly in my ear. I was hearing words I needed to hear. We were smiling despite the fear, and everything else was fading clear. You were holding my heart in your hands. We were writing our story in a sense. The moon was glowing, lighting our way, as we were dreaming of a brighter day. We were falling, falling so deep, while the world was turning, you and I were leap. We were chasing moments, lost in a thrill. And in those nights, our hearts were standing still. We were loving, and time stood still. In that moment, it felt so real. We were believing, we were hoping, every trial we were coping. The wind was blowing, the tides were high, but we were soaring, reaching the sky. We were falling, falling so deep, while the world was turning, you and I would leap. We were chasing moments, lost in the thrill. And in those nights, our hearts were standing still. We were loving, and time stood still. In that moment, it felt so real. We were falling, and love was all we feel.
Okay, let's see. Okay, excellent. Now, remember that if we ask the question, what were you doing yesterday? You can say, well, yesterday I was watching, I was working. But we can also ask yes or no questions. For example, I say, were you working today in the morning? Were you working today in the morning? So the answer is, yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. Okay? For example, if I say, Patricia, were you studying English today in the afternoon?
Yes, I was studying English in the afternoon.
Yes, I was studying English in the afternoon. Very good. Carlos, were you driving your car today in the afternoon?
Yes. No. No, I was not driving the car. No, afternoon. This afternoon, I was not driving my car.
Okay. So you can say, no, I wasn't driving my car in the afternoon. I was
studying English.
I was studying English. Very good. I was studying English. Okay. Luis, were you watching a movie today in the morning?
No, I was working in the morning.
Very good. So you say, no, today in the morning, I wasn't watching a movie. Okay. I was working.
Okay, double answer.
Okay, very good. Exactly. Christopher, were you sleeping today in the afternoon?
No, I wasn't sleeping in the afternoon. I was working in the farm.
I was working in the farm. Very good. Excellent. Very good. Aidan, were you cooking today in the morning? Aida?
No. No.
I have problems to hear you, Aida.
Was cooking today.
Okay. Can you repeat it because I didn't listen? No, sorry, Aida. I have a problem.
Work. I'm sorry. This moment?
Yeah, I can hear you better.
Cooking in the morning.
Okay.
Yes, I think.
Aida, I think you. Okay.
Video, you come
Sorry.
back.
There was a blackout in your rincon.
Okay.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, Cynthia, finally, were you washing the clothes today in the morning?
No, teacher, I wasn't washing the clothes because I was working.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, guys, my question is, Patricia, I love your dog. Okay, very nice. It's like
Thank you.
power. Okay,
She
very
is
good.
fairy tales.
Yeah, and he was studying English with you.
Yes.
Okay.
She's very smart.
Okay, very good. Okay, guys, any question about this topic is clear? Do you understand this topic?
Yes.
Okay.
It's clear.
Okay, very good, excellent. Because the next class, we have to add something to this topic, okay? We are going to make this topic a little bit more difficult, okay? That is going to be for next class. But the most important thing is that this topic is clear for you today. So for the next class, we are going to add more elements and make the topic a little bit more difficult, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Perfect, okay. Very good job, excellent. Christopher, very good job. Congratulations, very good job today. And,
Thank you.
And very good job for everybody. And have a very, very good night. And I see you next Thursday, okay?
You too, Lidio.
Bye, Lidio. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.